All right, welcome in everyone to another deep dive.
Yeah, always exciting to be back, diving in.
Absolutely. And today we're tackling something pretty fundamental, I would say,
Yeah.
to the whole teenage experience, really, when it comes to school.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
idea of belonging.
Totally.
It's not just about whether or not you're getting good grades
Right.
or even if you like your classes, but it's that deeper feeling
Mm.
of being accepted, for who you are,
Absolutely.
being respected, truly included, and supported
Yeah.
by the people around you and the whole environment at school.
It's huge, isn't it?
It is, it is. And you know what's interesting, or I guess maybe concerning is a better word, is that
Yeah.
researchers have shown over and over again how crucial this feeling of belonging is.
Right.
But there's often a real disconnect between that understanding, like what we know from research, and
Yeah.
then what's actually happening in schools.
Totally.
So today's deep dive is all about bridging that gap,
Yeah, absolutely.
really trying to bring those two together for you.
Love it.
So we've immersed ourselves in some pretty fascinating research to help us do that.
We have, yeah.
We're going to be looking at a meta-analysis
Huge.
that pulled the findings from get this, 51 different studies
Yeah.
involving over 67,000 secondary school students.
Okay. That's a lot of data.
A lot of data, yeah.
A lot of students.
Between the ages of 12 and 18.
That's a big, big range, too.
Yeah, so covering that whole span of, middle and high school, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
So think of us as your guides
Yeah.
through this mountainous information,
Yeah, happy to be your Sherpas through all this.
extracting really the most important insights.
Wow.
And our goal today is to give you a clear understanding of the various, I guess, individual and social factors
Yeah.
that really shape whether a student
yeah.
feels like they genuinely belong at school or not.
Right, and it's not just one thing.
No, it's so many.
There's a lot going on.
Right. So to give you a little preview of what we'll be exploring,
Okay.
this meta-analysis looked at 10 really interesting themes.
10 beams.
10 themes, we're going to get to them all, don't worry.
All right, good.
Starting with academic motivation. Right.
Yeah, got to have that drive.
You got to have it, that drive to learn.
Yeah.
Then we're going to look at emotional stability. So how well students are managing their feelings.
Mm-hmm. Crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll delve into personal characteristics. So
Right, because everyone's a little bit different.
yeah, those individual things that make us who we are.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're going to get into, I guess, the big ones, those support systems.
A bedrock, yeah.
The Medrock, yeah.
Yeah.
Parent support, peer support, teacher support.
Huge, huge.
Huge. We'll also touch on demographic factors like
Yeah.
gender, race, and ethnicity.
Right, because those can definitely play a role.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at the role of extracurricular activities.
Right.
And even this one was interesting, the impact of environmental and school safety.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so by the time we're done with this deep dive,
Full picture.
you're going to have, I would say, a much more nuanced understanding
Yeah.
of the key drivers of school belonging, really.
Love that, love that.
So we're going beyond just looking at single studies
Right.
and really trying to see that bigger, more reliable picture.
Yeah, the one that emerges from, having this huge body of research.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the basics.
Okay.
When researchers talk about school belonging,
Mm-hmm.
what exactly are they talking about,
Yeah, what are we even talking about here?
What's the core definition here?
The definition that really kind of anchors a lot of this research comes from Goodnow and Grady back in 1993.
Okay.
And they define school belonging as the extent to which students feel personally accepted, respected, included, and supported by others in the school social environment.
Okay, so it's not just one thing.
It's a lot of things, yeah.
Huh, it's all those things.
It's about feeling valued by your classmates,
Okay.
by the student body as a whole,
Right.
and really crucially, by the teachers and other adults in the school.
And it's all within that broader context of the school itself.
Exactly. It's not just you and one other person.
Right.
It's this whole ecosystem of the school.
And I know I've heard, in doing research, I've come across
Yeah.
a few different terms used in this area, right?
Yeah.
Things like school bonding,
Yeah.
attachment, engagement.
Connectedness, community, all those.
All those, right.
Yeah.
Are those all just different ways of essentially saying the same thing?
I mean, they are definitely related concepts,
Yeah.
and you will see them often used in ways that overlap in research.
Mm-hmm.
However, this particular meta-analysis actually, kind of distilled things down.
Yeah.
Identified three common threads,
Okay.
three sort of operational aspects that tend to run through all those different terms.
Okay.
So first of all, you have those sort of day-to-day relationships.
Yeah.
and experiences students have within the school.
Right.
So how are things actually going?
Yeah.
Secondly, you have those super crucial, and we're going to talk about these more later,
Yes.
student-teacher relationship.
Huge.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, you have the students' overall feelings and perceptions
Okay.
about the school as a whole.
Got it.
So while the terminology might differ,
Right.
slightly,
Mhm.
the underlying ideas
Yeah.
often sort of converge around these three key areas.
So we've got a good sense now of what it is.
Right.
But let's talk about why it matters.
Yeah.
Why is this feeling of belonging so important?
Yeah, why should we care?
Yeah, exactly. For teenagers going through school.
Yeah.
What are the real consequences, the positive and the negative?
A big deal.
It really is.
It affects both their academic lives and their, overall psychosocial well-being.
So huge, broad impact.
Yeah, wide-ranging impact.
Yeah.
So academically, students who report a stronger sense of school belonging, they
Yeah.
just tend to perform better, full stop.
Okay.
So we see it in their grades, which are generally higher.
Mhm.
Their academic motivation is significantly increased.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a 2013 study by Gillen O'Neill and Feligny that kind of highlighted that.
Okay.
They're less likely to be absent.
Okay.
They have better school completion rates, less truancy,
Mhm.
and they're involved in less school misconduct.
All good things.
All good things.
Yeah.
And not only that, they actually tend to have more positive attitudes towards learning
Okay.
in general, and a stronger sense of what's called academic self-efficacy.
So that's like believing that they can actually succeed.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
greater belief in their own ability to succeed in their studies.
So that's a pretty direct and compelling link
Pretty clear.
to actually doing well in school.
Yeah.
Makes a difference. What about the impact on their, I guess, more like psychological and social lives?
Equally critical.
Okay.
Especially during that, period of adolescence.
Right.
So a strong sense of school belonging is associated with higher levels of happiness,
Okay.
better overall psychological functioning and adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
a more robust sense of self-esteem and self-identity.
Okay.
So they just feel better about themselves, basically.
Yeah, like they know who they are.
Yeah, they're more solid.
Yeah.
But conversely, when students lack that feeling of belonging,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to see, unfortunately, higher rates of, negative behaviors and outcomes.
Okay.
So we're talking, more fighting, bullying, vandalism,
Right.
increased disruptive behavior, emotional distress,
Okay.
and even a greater likelihood of, engaging in risk-taking behaviors
Okay.
like substance and tobacco use, early sexual activity.
So really kind of across the board, it sounds like
A big deal, yeah.
that this is a vital protective factor
Absolutely.
for young people navigating those
Yeah.
sometimes tricky teenage years.
Yeah, it's not easy being a teenager.
No, it's not.
There's a lot going on. And this is particularly pertinent during adolescence because this is when you have, that significant identity formation
Right.
that Erik Erikson, the famous psychologist, talked about.
Right.
Social relationships are evolving rapidly, priorities are shifting, and young people are sort of grappling with that transition towards adulthood.
Right.
It's a lot to handle.
And so this sense of belonging, I mean, it almost sounds like it helps them kind of
It does.
figure out who they are as a person
Absolutely.
during that time.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get swept away
Yeah.
by all the different,
Yeah.
social pressures and things like that.
The influence of-
Exactly.
Right.
And if you don't have that grounding sense of who you are,
Yeah.
it can be really hard to navigate all that.
Yeah. So feeling accepted at school
Yeah.
actually helps you figure out who you are as a person.
That's the idea.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah, and it also, interestingly, it also facilitates a smoother transition to adulthood, according to research by Tonti and colleagues.
Okay.
So not only does it help you kind of figure out who you are while you're in school,
Right.
it actually helps you make that transition into the adult world.
Interesting.
And one more thing on that.
Yeah.
This sense of belonging,
Hmm.
the research suggests it's particularly crucial during middle adolescence.
So like early teens, mid-teens?
Yeah, exactly. Those sort of early to mid-teen years,
Okay.
where, interestingly, that's when we see more feelings of disconnection
Oh, really?
from schools and peers being reported.
Okay.
So those negative experiences related to belonging during those formative years
Yeah.
can have a lasting impact
Wow.
on psychosocial adjustment.
Oh.
Whereas a strong sense of belonging can really, be a buffer,
Yeah.
can really aid in navigating those often turbulent waters.
It's almost like, it sounds like it sets them up for success, kind of?
It does.
Or not, if they're not feeling that sense of belonging.
Totally.
Okay, wow, this is really fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a really good sense now of why it matters.
We do.
But with so many potential influences, right?
So many.
How do researchers even begin to make sense of it all?
It's a lot.
What framework do they use?
Well, this meta-analysis uses a framework that's called Bronfenbrenner's bioecological model,
Okay.
which is incredibly useful for understanding just the sheer interconnectedness of these influences.
So can you break that down a little bit? What is that?
Okay, so imagine the individual student at the center,
Okay.
and they're surrounded by this series of like nested systems.
Okay.
Right, so the closest layer is what's called the microsystem,
Hmm.
encompassing their immediate surroundings.
So like their peers, their family, teachers, that
So
kind of thing.
that's the immediate stuff.
Okay.
Then you go out a layer, you have the mesosystem,
Okay.
which is looking at how those different parts of the microsystem interact. So like, for instance, the relationship between the school and the student's parents.
Okay.
That's the mesosystem.
Got it.
Then beyond that, there's the exosystem, which
Mhm.
includes those sort of broader societal influences
Okay.
that don't directly involve the student,
Okay.
but still affect them.
Okay.
Things like community resources, local policies, things like that.
Got it.
Then you go even further out, you get the macro system.
Okay.
Those are your overarching cultural norms, societal policies, values,
Big picture things.
the big picture,
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
And then finally, you've got the chronosystem,
Chronosystem.
which is the dimension of time.
Oh, interesting.
How do all these systems change and evolve over time?
Okay.
So it's not just like a snapshot in time. It's that unfolding.
Yeah, it's that whole process.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's not just what's going on, I guess, inside the student's head.
Yep.
It's this whole web of interacting influences around them.
Yeah, it's everything, right?
That's a lot.
It's a lot to consider. And this particular meta-analysis
Yeah.
primarily focused on factors operating within the individual, the micro and meso levels.
Okay.
But they did consider some aspects of the macro and chrono levels as potential moderators.
Moderators, so those are...
Moderators are those things that can either strengthen or weaken the relationships
Got it.
between other factors and the student's sense of belonging.
Okay.
So we'll talk about those a little bit later.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So let's actually delve into those individual level factors.
Okay, sounds good.
First, what were the key findings at that level?
So at that individual level, we've got four really important areas.
Okay.
Academic motivation, positive personal characteristics, negative personal aspects,
Okay.
and then some demographic factors.
Okay, good overview. Yeah.
So let's start with academic motivation, which is basically defined as a student's expectation of achieving academic success
Mm-hmm.
through having goals and aspirations
Okay.
related to their learning.
So how driven and invested are they, essentially?
Exactly. Yeah, how much do they care about doing well in school?
Got it.
And it's really, drawing on self-determination theory, a student's motivation isn't just about their thoughts.
Okay.
Like having goals and feeling capable of reaching them, that sense of agency.
Right.
It also includes their behaviors.
Yeah.
Actually like participating in class, striving to perform well,
Right.
perceiving their studies as valuable for their future, being able to self-regulate their learning, having confidence in their abilities.
So actually, like, taking action?
Yeah, putting it all into practice.
Yeah.
And so when students are motivated
Mm.
and actively involved in their learning,
Yeah.
they are much more likely to feel a stronger connection to the school environment
Okay.
and a clearer sense of their purpose within it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So motivation is key.
Now, positive personal characteristics?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Sounds like a pretty broad category.
It is broad, but it's a big one, yeah.
Yeah. What kinds of things fall under that?
So these are all the positive qualities, attributes, abilities, temperament, overall disposition of a student.
Okay.
And the meta-analysis found that several characteristics really kind of strongly support
Mm-hmm.
a stronger sense of school belonging.
Okay.
So things like self-efficacy, that belief in your own capacity to succeed,
Okay.
conscientiousness, having good coping skills,
Right.
like seeking social support when you need it, being self-reliant when that's appropriate, having good problem-solving skills.
All right. So being able to, like, navigate those challenges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It also includes things like having a positive affect.
So generally feeling pretty happy and optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Hope for the future,
Okay.
good overall school adjustment,
Yeah.
which includes things like making friends easily,
Right.
getting along with teachers.
Yeah, kind of that social ease.
Yeah, exactly. And then feeling relatedness, that sense of connection
Yeah.
to other people.
So it sounds like students who are generally, I guess, more resilient, more optimistic,
Yeah.
and socially adept are just more likely to
Tend to be, yeah.
feel like they belong.
Yeah. And that kind of, I think, intuitively makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Right.
What about the flip side?
Oh, the negative personal
It's
factors?
the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, these also play a significant role and often, undermine a student's sense of belonging.
Mm.
So things like anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, all linked.
And low levels of social belonging in the school environment.
So important for schools to think about.
Huge.
Right. Not
Mhm.
just academics, but mental and emotional well-being.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about
Okay.
those demographic factors, gender and race and ethnicity.
Yeah.
What did this big analysis
Yeah.
find in those areas?
When it comes to gender, the findings kind of showed a small but consistent trend across the studies.
Okay.
Girls tended to report a slightly greater sense of belonging at school compared to boys.
Interesting.
However, it's important to remember that, when you actually look at all the individual studies
Right.
included in this meta-analysis, the correlations range quite a bit, from like negative 0.20 to positive 0.80.
So it's not like a super
Yeah,
strong...
not a slam dunk,
Yeah.
but there's a signal there.
There's a little something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about race and ethnicity?
Yeah, that's a complex one.
It is, and often really sensitive to even talk about.
Totally. So, overall, this meta-analysis did not find a statistically significant relationship
Okay.
between a student's race or ethnicity and their reported sense of belonging.
Okay.
However, and this is a really crucial caveat, the researchers themselves actually highlighted a significant limitation
Okay.
in the existing body of research.
Okay.
There were just a limited number of studies that had really diverse and representative samples
Right.
of students from various ethnic and racial backgrounds.
Okay.
And so the studies that did examine this relationship, there was some variability in their findings.
Okay.
And the effect sizes were generally pretty small, ranging from like negative 0.01 to negative 0.25.
So we need more research, basically.
We need more research, bigger samples, more diverse samples
Yeah.
to really kind of tease this apart.
Okay, so shifting our focus now
Okay.
from the individual student out to their immediate social environment.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those micro-level factors, those support system.
The people in their world.
Yeah.
So this level focuses on the support they get from, parents or guardians, friends, peers, teachers.
It takes a village, right?
It does. It does.
Okay.
So let's start with parent support.
Okay.
And this isn't just, helping with homework or showing up at school events.
Right.
It's a lot broader than that.
Okay.
It's about that range of academic and social support.
Mm-hmm.
It's about open and positive communication within the family.
Okay.
And then generally supportive behaviors, like offering encouragement, expressing gratitude, showing care and compassion.
I'm thinking back to my own teenage years,
Yeah.
or even the teenagers in my life now.
Right.
It makes such a difference when a young person feels
Yeah.
truly supported at home,
Yeah.
especially when they're trying to navigate all the challenges of school.
It's a safety net,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, like that foundation.
Yeah, that sense of I can screw up
Yeah.
and it's okay,
Yeah.
you know?
Or like, I'm going to get help if I need it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So parental relationships are typically like the very first form of support a child experiences.
Right.
And while that dynamic naturally evolves during adolescence,
Right.
as teenagers gain more independence.
Yeah. You need that independence.
You need that independence, but having that supportive parent or guardian can just provide
Yeah.
a crucial sense of safety, security, unconditional acceptance.
Yeah. So important.
Yeah, and that foundation can then positively influence how they interact with
Yeah.
and feel about other areas of their life, including their experiences at school.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, what about peer support?
Yeah. So that's like friendships.
Friendships, yeah, your relationships with other students.
And how does that affect your sense of belonging?
Yeah, huge, right?
Yeah.
So peer support, in this context, refers to the level of trust and closeness
Okay.
that students feel with their friends and the wider group of their peers.
Got it.
And the meta-analysis actually draws a really interesting distinction
Okay.
between what they call supportive peers
Okay.
versus unsupportive peers.
So I guess supportive peers are the ones who...
Supportive peers are the ones who, are offering social and academic encouragement,
Mm-hmm.
demonstrating care and acceptance. They're a positive influence,
Right.
whereas unsupportive peers can unfortunately be a significant source of stress,
Yeah.
social anxiety, and even those feelings of exclusion.
It can go both ways.
It really can.
Right.
And so feeling genuinely accepted
Yeah.
and having positive, healthy relationships with your peers,
Yeah.
it's a fundamental part of feeling like you belong.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's about having those connections where you feel seen and understood and valued
Right.
by the people you're spending, all day with.
Exactly.
So that's huge.
And finally, let's talk about teacher support.
Yeah, teachers.
I mean, I think we can all...
Actually, everyone has that one teacher
Yeah.
that they remember
Yeah, that made a difference.
who made a difference.
Yeah.
So what did this research find about the impact of that?
Yeah.
So teacher support, as defined in the meta-analysis, really encompasses a range of positive teacher
Okay.
behaviors and attitudes.
Okay.
So this includes teachers who actively promote mutual respect among students,
Mm-hmm.
demonstrate care and concern for their well-being,
Okay.
offer encouragement and positive reinforcement,
Mm-hmm.
are approachable and friendly, treat students fairly, and foster a sense of autonomy in the classroom.
Okay.
It's also about teachers being perceived as likable,
Okay.
regularly praising good behavior and academic effort,
Mm-hmm.
and being available to provide both personal and academic support.
Wow, it's a lot.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think what's really crucial here
Yeah.
is that it's not just about being like Mr. Rogers,
Okay.
like just super friendly.
Right.
The research actually highlights the importance of teachers having high expectations for their students,
Okay.
but then crucially, providing the scaffolding and support
Right.
to help them meet those expectations.
Right. So you're not just setting the bar high and saying, good luck, figure it out.
Exactly. You got to help them get there.
You're giving them the tools.
Exactly. So that conveyed belief in a student's potential,
Right.
coupled with that active support for their learning,
Right.
that really contributes to a student feeling a sense of connection
Yeah.
and belonging with their teacher,
Yeah.
and then by extension to the school itself.
So teachers really have, it sounds like, such a powerful role to play.
Huge role to play, yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, the meta-analysis found teacher support to be one of the strongest predictors
Okay.
of a student's overall sense of belonging at school.
Wow. So we talked about individual level factors.
Yeah?
Now let's move up a level to those meso level factors.
Which is a loving.
The school environment, its influence.
The bigger picture.
Yeah. What did the research explore?
Yeah, at this level.
Yeah.
So at the meso level, the review primarily considered the impact of extracurricular activities and then overall environmental and school safety.
Okay.
So extracurricular activities, those are all the things outside the regular academic curriculum.
Sports, clubs, all that stuff.
Yeah, all those things, sports teams, clubs, student leadership roles, band, choir, you name it.
Yeah.
And the researchers were looking at the potential link
Okay.
between a student's involvement in these activities
Right.
and their feelings of belonging.
Okay.
Because, a lot of those activities provide opportunities for forming group memberships
Yeah.
and shared interests.
Makes sense.
So the question is it generally true
Right.
that students who are more involved in extracurriculars
Mm-hmm.
feel a stronger sense of belonging at school?
I mean, that seems like kind of the common assumption.
It does. It really does.
Right.
But the overall finding from the meta-analysis was not statistically significant.
Really?
Yeah. So it suggests that there isn't a clear, general link between simply participating in more extracurriculars and feeling a greater sense of belonging.
Okay. That's interesting.
And in fact, when the researchers did a specific type of analysis called a fixed effect analysis,
Okay.
it actually pointed to a small negative association.
So more extracurriculars.